Hey, what's going on YouTube? Alabama Reloader here. So we got to say goodbye to the 270 Winchester, at least one of them. So we're saying so long to one, bringing one in. It's a lot of moving parts with the 270 Winchester. It's a little, it's just the way things work out from time to time, right? So recently I sort of racked up on some Cabela's gift cards. Right, it was one of those deals where the chronological age calendar rolls back around, and I walk away with several Cabela's gift cards or Bass Pro Shop, whatever they are now, right? And so I start looking around at the local store there, and did a couple of window shopping excursions, which that's always dangerous, right? Especially when you got free money to spend. And of course, found a pile of stuff that I would like to have. But then I made the mistake of walking over into the old gun library, right? Their used gun section. And from time to time, especially if you go online and you go to like Cabela's or Bass Pro Shop and you pull up the gun section and then you go to the used gun section, and what that does is that pulls up all of the used firearms that they have posted online across all of their store locations. Okay. And that is a great way, just a heads up, pro tip, great way to get some killer deals on some really nice stuff. Now, what's interesting too, if you go this route, if you've never done it before, there is some level of peace of mind that you get if you make this purchase right, because I know one of the first things people are going to point out is like, well, I can't, if it's 5 states away, I can't hold the gun, I can't manipulate the bolt or do whatever, right? I can't physically inspect it to make sure it's what I want and all this yada, yada, yada. Well, when you purchase a firearm, right, say you find one online, I'm in Alabama, say I found one out in Montana, and it's a great deal. Who knows whatever it is, right? Just, it's a great deal. I call them up. Hey, you got this gun in stock? It shows online in the used gun section. Let's see if we still have it, because that happens too, especially if it's a really good deal, that they sell it so quickly and they don't update the website, but whatever. If they do have it, yep, you go through the purchase process. They'll take card information over the phone. Yep, we'll get it shipped out to you. We'll ship it to your local Cabela's or Bass Pro, and you ain't got to pay a transfer fee, right? It's just they ship it to the store. You go pick it up when it comes in, or if you want to ship it to an FFL, and then you pay a transfer fee at your local FFL, however you want to do it. But when it shows up to the Cabela's or Bass Pro location that you have it shipped to, if there's one local to you, and you go pick it up, they do allow you to actually inspect the firearm before you take ownership of it. And if it's not what you want, or it shows up and you're like, dude, those photos did not show all of the issues that I'm seeing here with this firearm, I don't want it anymore, they'll refund your money right there. So keep that in mind, right? If you're worried about buying it from those guys, you do have the ability, once it comes in, you can inspect it and you can just say, no, I no longer want it. Nope, I just want a refund. And they'll refund it, no big deal. So I was perusing the old gun library, and man, came across another 270 Winchester. And it's fitting that I'm really harping on the 270 Winchester in 2025, right? 100 years for the cartridge. It's working out that way. Again, it is probably my favorite cartridge of all time. If I just had to pick one, I could only hold on to one cartridge for the rest of my life, have however many guns chambered in it that I wanted to, it would probably be the 270 Winchester. It's just such a great all-around cartridge. And so it is fitting that I'm sort of focusing on that this year, with it being the 100th anniversary. But out with the old, in with the new, right? Getting rid of the Remington 700 ADL that you guys have seen several videos on. That rifle is going bye-bye, okay? Not really. It's going to come back, just as a different cartridge. So Heavy Precision doesn't know it yet, right? Over at Mr. Big Guns in Huntsville, Alabama, they don't know it yet, but it's about to get dropped off to them with a barrel, and we're going to go get that thing chambered in something else. So you guys stay tuned for that. That's going to be, I think that's going to be, it's going to be a pretty awesome project because the cartridge is going to be insane. Like, it's going to be awesome. You guys are going to love it. Super new, high-speed, low-drag, whiz-bang stuff. But I'm not going to show the rifle that I picked up just yet. My pen is conveniently covering up the name, right? All you need to know is that it's 270 Winchester. And what you also need to know is that the touch points, I've already gone in and measured the touch point with all of these different bullets. And it lines up similarly to the Browning X-Bolt that I have. It's pretty close. It's not as short of a throat as that Browning X-Bolt, but it's kind of close, which I found very interesting. I thought it was very interesting given what the gun is, the manufacturer of the gun, and yeah, we'll leave it at that. I thought that was interesting. So it's kind of, I don't even want to say it's in between the Remington 780L and the Browning X-Bolt, because if you'll recall, on something like, what was it? It might have been that, maybe the Nosler 130 grain partition, right? The touch point's 3.340. The manual cartridge overall length from Nosler is 3.320, so only 20 thousandths a jump. In this rifle, if you go back, I think it's the same thing. Might be a little bit shorter on the touch point in the X-Bolt, and then in the Remington 780L, it was like over 3.4. It was like 3.445 or something. So a much longer throat, right? Much longer distance to get to the lands in that rifle. So what I'm doing now, though, is I already had some ammo loaded up. These are the North Fork 130 grain bullets. I already had those loaded up. This is with IMR 4350. I was planning on shooting these in the 780L, but since that rifle is about to get out of here, I wanted to adjust the seating depth on these just slightly because I want to shoot them out of this new rifle. So North Fork touch point's 3.320. Their recommended overall length is 3.340. So 20 thousandths a jam if I were to load it at the manual overall length. So we're going to step it down to 3.3. I had already loaded these to 3.340, right, for the Remington 780L because there was about 90 thousandths a jump at that loaded overall length per the manual recommendation or per North Fork recommendation. So I went ahead and seated these 40 thousandths deeper to 3.300. So we're going to have about 20 thousandths a jump in this new setup. I'm pretty excited about it. I think it's going to be a fun project, right? And I'm sure you guys are going to get sick and tired of seeing 270 Winchester content, and that is perfectly okay. I'm sorry you feel that way. There's plenty of other channels that you can go subscribe to and watch on YouTube that will give you all of your 6 ARC, 22 ARC, 7 PRC, 7 backcountry. It'll give you all of that new content that your heart desires. It's out there. Go find it. It ain't going to be on this channel. Sorry. It's just we're going to be dominated with 270 Winchester stuff this year. I think that's going to be the theme. I think it has to be. I feel like it has to be the theme, right? It's 100 years. The cartridge is 100 years old. I mean, a little bit older, right? Obviously, as soon as the 30-06 came out, probably 30-03, I'm sure people were, wildcatting that thing and messing around with it, right? So, yeah, it's definitely older than 100 years, but it's standardized 100 years. Like, man, that's awesome. And the thing's still just as good today as it ever has been. Probably better today, right? This is a point that the guys over at Vortex, if you go watch their podcast on 270 Winchester, they made this point talking about, things like this. This is the 145 grain ELDX, right? You give it like a new updated bullet design, shoot it in a modern manufactured rifle for 270 Winchester. Maybe you give it a little bit faster twist. You can shoot some heavier monolithic stuff. Like, you can really do a lot of awesome stuff with 270 Winchester. So that is where we're going to leave it. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I did post over in the community section of my page. I posted a picture of these measurements and just kind of, hey, you know, new 270 Winchester project coming. So looking forward to it. Think it's going to be a lot of fun. There's a lot of different combinations I want to try out, especially these bullets that I had forgotten about. I showed these in a previous video, like these 145 grain ELDX. I've got a bunch of those that I want to test. I've got some 150 Nosler Accubons that I'd like to shoot. These are pull bullets. Some 130 CXs, some 130 ballistic tips. Those have the cantilever, these guys, but they'll be fine. Probably not going to load it all the way down to that, but I might. We'll see. So that's it. That's where we're going to leave it. The next range test, or range session, I'm actually going to take the new rifle out. I'm going to shoot these different loads. I've got some 130 grain Hornady SSTs loaded up. So going to try those as well. Cannot remember the powder. I got it written down somewhere in the manual. But that's it. That's where we're going to leave it. Hope you guys enjoyed it. We'll catch you next time. Y'all have a good one.